I've been asked on several occasions, actually, people saying, hey, is ER a concept album? I mean, you say ER stands for emotional release, which it does. Is this a concept album? And thinking about it, I guess you could categorize it as a concept album. It's funny, back when I released my first album, Resurrection of Black, came out 10 years ago, when the reviews started coming in, especially the reviewers out in Europe, they touted the album as the album of awareness, and they looked at it as, in a sense, a concept album because they talk about the world, they talk about things going on in the world, about war and greed and bullying and all these things. And now that I look back on it, I didn't originally plan Resurrection of Black to be a concept album, but as I look back on it now, it kind of does. It's kind of like, Pink Floyd, right? You got Dark Side of the Moon, and that, in a sense, is a concept album. Wish You Were Here, Animals, The Wall. All those Pink Floyd albums are concept albums that have a theme to it. So I could say that ER does have that theme to it. So in this episode today, I want to go over the songs that I have for ER and maybe even share with you some clips of things that we've done so far with the recording of the album. More than half of the album has been recorded, and we got a few more songs to record. But the fun part about it, aside from recording the songs, is that I love creating soundscapes. I love creating an audible journey. When you put those headphones on and you listen to the album from beginning to end, and it just takes you on this incredible sonic journey. I love creating those soundscapes, and so there's going to be a lot of that within the album, and that's really going to bring this album to life. So let's get right into it. I'm going to talk about the songs and the tracks that are on ER. All right, so with the album, I am opening the album with an instrumental, and the instrumental is called Gray Doesn't Matter. And this song, as I say, I love creating soundscapes, so this sets the tone for the album. And I do have a little clip that you can hear underneath there. I'll pull it up just so you can hear it. And what it does is, it, as I say, sets the tone for the album. And it's a short instrumental, but it really does get you right focused into what the album is all about. So that is the opening track, Gray Doesn't Matter. Just wanted to get those Taurus pedals in there. All right, so the next song that comes on after Gray Doesn't Matter is a song that's called A Dangerous Place. And A Dangerous Place is just, man, we're talking like firing off on all 12 cylinders. And we're really getting into some hardcore, kick-ass music. So this is Gray Doesn't Matter. Again, we have great musicians. You got Mike Mangini on drums, Matt Bissonette on bass. So the song is about the world, right? The world is a dangerous place. That's what the song's about. And it talks about things that are going on today, things that the way people see things, interpret things, try to get you to think their way. It talks about divisiveness. It talks about self-entitlement, all these things that exist in the world, and we need to like crush that shit, okay? So that's what Dangerous Place is all about. The one thing that I did want to mention in regards to the first song, Gray Doesn't Matter, is as the instrumental setting the tone, the idea behind it is all the chaos that goes on in your mind, which is why, as you hear that instrumental, as it ends, it does get very, very chaotic. So after A Dangerous Place, we move into another concept, or maybe I should say topic, because the album is a concept. And it's a song that's called Forbidden Fruit. Forbidden Fruit, which maybe a lot of you can relate to, is about wanting things that you can't have, wanting relationships that you can't have. Oh man, that girl's awesome, man. Her and I need to be together. Yet she's married, or or there's a barrier there, and it is forbidden fruit. So the song talks about these things that we want, that we emotionally desire, yet we can't have. Um, as forbidden fruit ends, we move into mellowing it out a little bit, and the next song that follows forbidden fruit is amends. Now, if you checked out one of the previous episodes of Raw and Unfiltered, I did a very raw and unfiltered performance of amends, of just guitar, and I even played along with the bass track from Matt Bissonette. But this song is one of those songs that is about relationships, about forgiveness. It's about coming to terms, really. Here's a little clip of it with drums, actually. I was Mulder to your Scully, Johnny to your June, the perfect blend. Now again, the clips that I'm playing for you, this isn't the final, but I just wanted to share with you a little bit of the music that we've done so far. And Amends is a very, as I say, emotional album, or song for the album, and it's just one of those songs where you really think about and reflect on things that you've done in your relationships, things that you didn't do, things you should have done, things you shouldn't have done. So coming to terms and being able to get amends not only with yourself, but even maybe with somebody else. And that's what basically the concept is all about. Now, as we move out of that ballad, we get back into some more pretty intense stuff. The next song that comes up on the album is called Maniacal Disease. Maniacal Disease deals with manipulation, deals with narcissism, deals with being gaslighted, deals with all these things that I've experienced. A lot of the songs that are on this album, almost every song actually, but there are some that maybe I do create some stories that aren't directly personal, but most of the songs are. And I've experienced things that have happened that are the topic for maniacal disease, and it deals with that and how it is very hurtful, and it takes a lot to get over and move on from being abused, especially verbal abuse and mental abuse. Causes a lot of mental stress and a lot of mental illness. A lot of people suffer from being treated like that. The next song that comes up on the album, which again, this was another one that I did a raw and unfiltered episode of very raw and unfiltered performance of It's a Lie. And this song deals with the death of my mom. And it tells the story. This is my view, my perception. I call this song It's a Lie for a reason, because here's a little piece of it here. And this is with bass and drums. It's a pretty intense song. So this song, again, deals with death and things that you see in the movies. And this is my interpretation, all right? And it's personal, obviously. So things that happen in movies about, oh, they died peacefully in their sleep, et cetera, a lot of it's bullshit, that's not true. And that was not the experience when I was there, when my mother took her last breath, and the song talks about that experience. So that is, it's a lie. It's not always as peaceful as you think it is. The next song that follows It's a Lie is called The Call. The Call is a song which is about my dad. When my dad passed away, even though, his health was declining, and we knew that eventually that was going to happen, probably sooner than later, but the call was still 100% unexpected. When I got that call saying that he passed away, it was a freaking shocker. And I was not expecting that. So the song talks about that experience. Following the call is a song that's called Meaningless. And Meaningless, it's really a reflective song. Again, this is personal because you think about your life. You think about, I was thinking about my parents' life because my mom passed away 2 months later. No, my dad passed away first, and then 2 months later, my mom passed away. So it was like that and then like that. So and that was a lot to have to deal with in such a short period of time. So Meaningless is one of those songs where you look back at your life. And I was looking back at their life and like, did they feel or did they ever feel that their life was meaningless? We do things, we strive to make our mark on the world, to change the world, to do things positive. Well, we should at least try to be doing things on a positive vein. But is everything that we do for nothing? Is it all for naught? Is it meaningless? And that's what the song talks about. So that's a pretty intense and emotional song. The next song that follows Meaningless is a song that is called Loss. And this is, again, another one of those reflective songs that looks back. You're looking back on your life. You're looking back about loss of family, loss of friends, loss of pets. And not only that, but it also deals a lot with loss of identity. There's a little piece of it.
Everything I loved, everything I believed in, everything I cared about that had any meaning is gone.
Now, I haven't put in the bass and drums on this song yet, but just wanted to give you a little taste of the emotion, the sadness, the melancholy, and the intensity of the song. And it will be intense once we add those bass and drums. Man, this song is just going to be off the freaking charts. So again, it does deal with loss and looking back and over our life, over things that have passed away. And again, not only loss of life and friends and family and that kind of thing, but again, loss of identity, loss of dignity, loss of ourselves, loss of our self-worth. There's a lot of intensity in that particular song and a lot of stuff to think about. All right, so after loss, we do go into another instrumental. The song is called Self-Destruct, and this is going to be a barn burner, man. This song is one kick-ass song. It is an instrumental, but there is some dialogue in the song. I took a poem that I had written from one of my poetry books years ago that is called Self-Destruct. And it's recited throughout the song. Again, something you'll have to hear when I release the album. But this, again, just kind of solidifies all those things up until this point through ER is now we're at our self-destruct mode. Push that self-destruct button. And that's what that instrumental is all about. And you'll get it, man. You'll get the intensity and the feeling of that song. And then finally, the last song of the album is called Is There? Is There? So the album, of course, is pretty dark. And that's fine. That's life. And Is There is one of those songs where is there hope? I guess would be the concept behind it. Is there ... hope? So I talk about that. I talked about in the song about losing identity, as I mentioned in the song Loss, and how to claw your way out of that, to get back into having faith, having hope, that there is life worth living. And that basically is what Is There is all about. So those are the 11 songs for ER. And I just wanted to share that with you, give you some clips about it. I'm super excited about releasing the album. It's coming along great. Again, super thrilled for the work that's been done so far. I have, as I say, Matt Bissonette on bass, Mike Mangini on drums. I have a good friend of mine, Amira, who is doing harmony vocals with me and also doing some lead vocals. I'm hoping to get my other harmony singer, Gina Taylor, on the album. She's sung on my other two albums, and she's got this great alto, nice warm alto voice that really blends well with mine. Get her on there as well. There are some keyboard parts that I am going to be putting into the album from another great session musician and a great composer, and has been a very, very valuable friend of mine, Wally Minko, who is providing keyboards for me as well. So a lot of things coming together for this album, and just really super excited that it's sounding the way it's sounding. And again, thank you so much for going along on the journey with me as I do this album. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel. Hit the notification bell. I don't want you to miss any episodes of Raw and Unfiltered. If there's something you have a question about, leave a note in the comments. I'd love to answer any questions that you have about the album, about the music business and what I'm doing. Go to laneslaire.com. That's my website. You can go laneslairshop.com for copies of my albums and some other cool merch that are out there as well. So again, thank you so much for your support. And as always, as I wrap things up here for this episode of Raw and Unfiltered, and that is when you're out and about the world, smile at a stranger, man. Come on. Say hello to them. Give them a compliment. Do something nice, right? Just smiling and say hello barely takes any effort, but it can make the world of difference in somebody's life. All right? You need to be a life changer. Be a life changer. All right, my friends, thanks so much for tuning in. We'll be talking to you on the next edition of Raw and Unfiltered.